Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Furaha. For those who are joining us for the first time, I'm so pleased to have you on my channel and I hope that you enjoy your stay here. So kindly purpose to subscribe to this channel, like, comment, share this. Okay, so guys, today we're going to be doing something that is a little bit like how do I say it? Like mind engaging. So I want us to use our brain for a little bit and then we'll into the fun side of it. So guys, today we're going to be talking about something that is a little bit like as I said, mind engaging. So I will first of all start by borrowing this idea from a woman called Gayatri Spivak. She's a known woman in literature. Yeah, if you've studied literature, you definitely know her. So, guys, Gayatri Spivak has an essay that is titled "Can the Subaltern Speak?" Can the Subaltern Speak? What this basically means is the idea that you can speak for me is wrong, and also it seeks to just help people to understand that, you know what, how I'm experiencing my life as Furaha, the only person who knows exactly what is going on in my life 100% is me. The only person who can talk about my experiences and they be as accurate as it is me. So it doesn't matter if you live with me in the same house, if I am your sister, I am your mother, I am your friend, you might never exactly be in a position to understand what it is exactly that I'm going through, even regardless of the fact that maybe I tell you everything. You will know the facts, but you will not be in a position to feel exactly how I feel about being me. I hope that you understand that point because it's going to be very crucial in this discussion. So I want you guys to watch this video and then we will get back with a few reactions, and then I want you to get this and let it be as engaging as possible, and that will be fun, and then we learn from each other, like enjoy the talk.
Why are people getting offended at something I never said and jumping to their own conclusions?
Okay, I'm not gonna snap or talk crazy, but I'm gonna try to help her understand something. So the real question is, why are you trying to speak for black people? And I think this is the issue, especially black Americans. This is the issue we have. Everybody wants to try to speak for us. Everybody wants to try to say what we feel and what we think. Just because you may have one or two black friends does not give you the authority to speak on us. Second, the N word is not our culture. Okay? That's not our culture. It was a derogatory word used to describe us that we took and made it something positive in how we interact with each other. Now, I'm not going to get into us using that word because that's not a conversation that you need to be in. That's not for you to even discuss or even be a part of that conversation. And the thing about it is, everybody wants to comment on black Americans. Everybody wants to make comments about us that's not one of us. And this is where the confusion comes in. Everybody wants to decide what we're called, how we address ourselves, how we feel, how we think. You don't have the right nor the authority to even begin to speak on those things. I don't speak on Asian culture. I don't speak on Asian issues. Why? Because I'm not Asian. And I'm pretty sure there are things that Asians say to each other that other people may feel is offensive, but it may be a term of endearment that the Asian community uses. But it's not my place to speak on that. It's not my place to speak on Asian issues because I am not Asian. So that is not my place. My place is speaking and addressing issues within my community. So it's not right for me to come out and try to speak on Asian music or to speak on Asian dance or to speak on Asian folklore. Why would I do that? And this is the same thing. Like, I'm trying to understand what made you feel that you had any right or authority to speak on black American culture, I mean history, or why. Oftentimes it'd be better if people who are not black American would simply just either listen when one of us tried to share with you, or try to just say, okay, I don't understand. Let me ask a question. If they choose not to answer, they choose not to answer. Me, myself, I find that having these conversations with people who are not one of us ends up turning into a fiasco like this. You got to be mindful. You open your mouth about something and you try to say it, and you said that you were speaking from your experience. How does your experience relate to our experience? You cannot even combine the two. The two don't even come in comparison to each other. So you can't use your experience to put your voice on our experience or our culture or our history. You can't do that. You can speak on yours. You can use your experience to speak on your culture, your history, but you cannot speak on ours, just like I can't speak on yours. I can apply, as a black man in America, I cannot apply my history or my experience in this country to your experience of your family heritage. I can't. It'll be wrong and disrespectful for me to do so. Just as you making your comments and interjecting on something that was wrong and disrespectful because you failed to understand the context of what you were even saying yourself.
You are back, and I hope that you have listened to the video and accurately, and you understand why I began with, can the subaltern speak? That question would be, can African Americans speak for themselves? Can they speak? They definitely can. So having watched that video, what I would want to add is just to make sure that people really understand why this is a problem and it needs to be addressed as soon as possible. So guys, there's something in literature called there's a unit called Women in Literature, and what this unit seeks to talk about basically is the fact that, you know what, there are men who write novels, there are men who write storybooks, there are men who write in magazines stories, there are men who write movies, all those things. But there's something that I want you guys to think about, and keenly and thoroughly. The fact that a man has lived with women, they have mothers, they have sisters, they have friends that are female, it still doesn't put them in a place where they can write the experiences of women as they really affect us as women. The experiences that we have, from the outside, you might try to sort of understand that women behave like this when they're annoyed, women behave like this when they're happy, you might know on the surface. That is very superficial. But the only persons who can write about themselves and how they feel about things exactly as it is women themselves. And this doesn't just apply to women, it also applies to men as well. I could have brothers, I could have a husband, I could have a father or father figures, uncles, all those male people in my life. But if I wanted to talk for them, that is very impossible. And it also puts us in a place where we're just doing speculation, because you are not a man, you are not sure how a man would react in a situation. And even if you can speculate, it's not the truth. It's not the truth. And the fact that it is not a fact, what you're saying, makes this whole idea very crucial when you're talking about the African Americans, because these are people who can speak for themselves. When they say they are being exploited, or they're feeling like they don't belong, or they are feeling like they're not appreciated enough, they are the ones who are having the experiences themselves. They know why they are saying that. They know exactly how it feels to be them. For the rest of us, we can only but listen and If you must react, maybe, but most importantly, just listen, because they are the ones who know what they are going through. They are the ones who know the experience that as it is on the ground and how they feel about it, truly and honestly. So, guys, there's also another question that I would like us to address here on this video. There is a question that I've come across about African Americans asking if Africans really like them. And I don't know, but I would say, well, I have put myself in a place where I tend to like understand things and then listen more than reacting. So, they're asking if Africans really like them. I am an African, so I will speak for Africans, and I know the Africans who have different ideas, and I just hope that you will comment here and tell us what you think about the issue. So, as far as I know, Africans have no problem with African Americans because for the main part, we think that African Americans are just Africans, you know. Even the fact that you call yourselves or people call you African Americans is sort of like, I don't know how to explain it very well, but it sounds like you are evading or you don't want to associate yourselves with Africans. Like, yeah, I don't know if you understood that. I don't mean, and when I'm saying, I'm speaking about Africans or African Americans or whoever, I don't mean as a collective. I know there are many people who don't even buy into these ideas. When you say Africans don't like you, there are many African Americans that think no. I have friends that are Africans and they like us and they welcome us home, you know. And that is basically how we feel about it. Like, guys, you're welcome home. You are not African Americans. You are just Africans. The fact that you are black to me is you are African. And that is just it. It stops there. So, about Africans liking you guys, we do a lot, a lot. The only problem is when we sometimes watch stuff and they're sort of like annoying. I don't know how to explain it, but there are movies and skits and stuff, just funny stuff on YouTube. Sometimes you watch and you're like, wow, this is quite a thing. So you watch something and then it's like, an African American is being asked a question, a basic question like name any 5 countries in Africa, and they go blank. They're like literally they can't think of any. They do not know any. So this is a problem, you know. To us Africans, this is it's like offensive, but at the same time, we're trying to understand that, you know what, you guys have not been maybe put in a place where you learn your history as intensively as you should be. That is happening to us as Africans ourselves. For the longest time, we haven't been studying our histories in school and all that. But also, as Africans, sometimes we feel like, wow, is it that you don't want to be associated with Africans? Or is it that you just have no clue? Or is it that you are just not interested at all? Or have you had so many bad stuff about Africa that you just don't want to be associated with us? So, in as much as we are trying to understand you guys, please make sure that you're also trying to understand us and where we're coming from. So something like that could easily grow into Africans do not like African Americans, which is not true. We just feel like, why would you be so blank about Africa, and yet this is supposed to be home? This is supposed to be your home, you know, like someone wouldn't ask you who is your what is your father's name, and you're like, I have no idea. Like, it sounds like, are you kidding me, you know? So things like those, kindly, African Americans, make sure that you're teaching your kids their history. They need to learn. They need to be interested enough to know what happened to their forefathers, how they become slaves, how they even got to America or wherever they are. Let them know their history. Let them understand the things and the experiences that were there. Let them know what was done to their enslaved grandparents, great grandparents. Let them know the experiences those people had for us to be who we are today, and for you guys to be where you are and going through whatever you're going through. Let them learn, let them have enough interest, not just to listen to the news talking about how Africa is bad, how Africa, people are dying of hunger every now and then. Every bad thing about Africa is there all over on the news. And I have this short video about Kevin Hart talking about how the media just portrays Africa as this place of dying, death, hunger, all the bad things you could ever think about, they exist in Africa, according to the media. Have the interest to come home, have the interest to learn, have the interest to know yourself. It's so wrong when you don't know yourself. Because if you don't know your history, then you don't know yourself. You need to know these things so that even when people attack you with questions as silly as name a country in Africa, you're not going to be like, you have no idea at all. Come home, visit home, know how your people live, because we are your people, we are your family. And yeah, basically that. I hope that you can watch this short video of Kevin Hart, and then we get back.
They don't show the beautiful picture of Johannesburg on the media. They don't show a beautiful picture of Cape Town on the media. Durban, I've never seen anything beautiful about Durban. When people show things in the media, they're always shown in the negative light. When something about Africa is talked about, it's normally bad. It's normally violent. It's normally something about the country or a disease broke, and it's never good. So your perception is what people have forced you to believe. So until you get the heart to go, I'm going, I want to see for myself, you don't know. So all I know is what the news says. So in my mind, I'm like, hey man, I'm not trying to go over there and get kidnapped. I'm saying from what I've seen. And then I go and I see an amazing city. We're blown away. Why not show us the amazing stuff that's over here? So when we get here, we see for ourselves, and then our senses are enhanced to where not only do we want to come back, but we want to come back and we want to be involved with things that you have going on. But until we get the heart as artists and we spread that rumor ourselves, we don't know.
So guys, that was my time. I hope that you enjoyed the session. I hope that you're going to be engaging in the comment section. And I hope to see you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share this video with your friends. Yeah, and let's engage. Most importantly, leave a comment. Just say what you think about this, and then we will have a next video and another, and we'll talk more about your thoughts on this. So guys, bye.